How's it going, football fans? Winona Daily News sports editor Adam Watts here outside Paul Gill Field, home of the Winona Windhawks, with the first of many high school football-related videos we'll be releasing this fall. Going forward through the football season, I and my Daily News colleagues will have brand shiny new high school football video content for your viewing pleasure every Monday and Thursday. And as an added bonus, we'll have Winona State videos every Wednesday. So that's Monday, prep football, Wednesday, Winona State football, and Thursday, more prep football. Once the season gets rolling, our Monday videos will be a review of the previous Friday's action, while Thursday will be a preview of the upcoming games. Every Wednesday will be your place for Warriors football, reviewing the previous week's game, previewing the upcoming game, and just chatting about everything going on over at Ultra Federal Credit Union Stadium. In addition to the Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday content on YouTube, watch for us live on Facebook with updates from prep games on Fridays and Winona State on Saturdays. But while we wait for the pads to go on and the Friday night lights to shine bright, I'm here to preview the upcoming season of high school football in the Winona Daily News coverage area. So I'm starting out our previews by telling you who I think are the top 5 players to watch this fall in the Winona Daily News coverage area. The first player I'm going to tell you about is Rushford-Peterson senior running back, Ethan Sense. Sense is a physical runner who pounds the rock for the run first and run second Trojans. I get the feeling that our RP coach Davin Thompson would run the ball every play if he had his way. And with all the success they had last season with Sense toting the rock, they could probably get away with it. The running back returns to the Trojans in 2018 after running for 1,108 yards and 18 touchdowns on 194 carries. That's good for a 5.7 yards per carry. In one of Rushford-Peterson's biggest games of the regular season, Sense rushed for 277 yards and 5 touchdowns in a 39-35 victory over Blooming Prairie. But the Awesome Blossoms got their revenge 10 days later in the Section 1 Single A semifinal, knocking off the Trojans 21-20. So watch out for Ethan Sense to duplicate his 1,000-yard season and help the Trojans get some victories this fall. Next up, we've got another running back from another run-heavy offense on the south side of our coverage area. In 2017, Houston senior running back Joey Fishel gained 604 yards on 90 carries and scored 11 touchdowns in 6 games as part of a 4-headed rushing attack for the Hurricanes. With the rushing load split evenly between Fishel, quarterback Jayton Millen, and graduated running backs Brady Huppel and Zach Schneider last year, any one of them was capable of breaking out and having a giant day. With Huppel and Schneider gone, Fishel and Milton will shoulder more of the load in the Hurricanes' hybrid wing T offense. Fishel showed off his talent with 4 massive games for Houston last season. He ran the ball 10 times for 108 yards and 3 scores in the season opener against Alden Conger Glenville Emmons. He rushed for 98 yards and scored 3 touchdowns on only 5 carries against Leroy Ostrander. He rushed for 133 yards and a score against Mabel Canton, and he gained 147 yards and 4 scores against Randolph. Houston's lone regular season loss came to eventual 9-man state champion Spring Grove last season. If the Hurricanes are going to duplicate that success in the toughest conference in Minnesota 9-man football, Fishel is probably going to be right at the center of it. If you follow college football recruiting at all, our next player is somebody you're going to want to keep a close eye on this season. Winona junior defensive end and tight end Erin Witt already has scholarship offers from Iowa State, Iowa, and Minnesota, with more surely on the way. The 6'5", 230-pounder, rated a 3-star prospect by 24/7 Sports, is already on the radar of some of the biggest college programs in the country, and he is definitely somebody to watch out for this season. He's the latest standout in a line of dominant players on the defensive front that includes a pair of current Winona State Warriors Jacob Stanislawski and Nick Waldo, who was the 2017 Daily News Football Player of the Year. As a sophomore, Witt tallied 57 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks on defense, and caught 9 passes for 148 yards for a Windhawks team that went 11-1 and made it to the Class 4A semifinal at US Bank Stadium. Witt, along with fellow young Windhawk standouts in the trenches Ethan Prodzinski, Bennett Heffman, and Cal Brinkwin, will look to provide a dominant front on both sides of the ball for Winona as it looks to make yet another deep postseason run. We're going back to the running back position for our next player on the list as we take a look at St. Charles senior running back and defensive back Sam Holtz. The speedy 6'1" Holtz, along with Parker Wendt, was one half of a dynamic rushing tandem in 2017. With Wendt and his 141 carries for 639 yards and 7 touchdowns graduating, more of the rushing load will fall on the senior's shoulders. Holtz was the Saints' leading rusher last season with 646 yards and 6 touchdowns on 102 carries. He had 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in St. Charles' season-opening 22-6 victory over Plainview Elgin Millville, and followed that up with 117 yards and a score against Dover Iota in Week 2. He'll look to show off his breakaway speed and duplicate his Week 1 output from a year ago as St. Charles opens the season at La Crescent. And last, but certainly far from least, we've got easily the most versatile player on this list, a player with the most slashes in his list of positions since Pittsburgh Steelers great Cordell Stewart. Winona senior Terrell Hall, the 5'11" speedy do-it-all player, lined up and excelled at more positions than I can even count and could probably play all of the other ones too. The defensive back / wide receiver / running back / punt returner / kick returner / sometimes quarterback has signed on to play his college football for FCS powerhouse North Dakota State. But before the three-way player goes up to Fargo to help the Bison go after more FCS national championships, he's going to try to help the Winhawks capture a state title in 2018. Last year, Hall ranked among the statewide leaders with 6 interceptions on defense and caught 38 passes for 626 yards and 4 touchdowns to go along with 8 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown on offense, and a pair of punt returns for touchdowns on special teams. With dynamic deep threat Dakota Matthews off to play at National JUCO Power Iowa Western, who finished the season ranked 2nd last year, Hall should see more targets on offense. Hall caught 20 of his 38 passes in the postseason, as the Winhawks didn't need him on offense much during the regular season that saw them win every game by at least 3 scores. His biggest offensive output game came in a 9-catch, 159-yard game against Cass and Manorville in the section championship, and he had 7 catches for 80 yards in the state semifinal loss against eventual state champion Holy Angels. He had 2 interceptions with 1 return for a touchdown in a giant 38-13 victory over Mankato West, and had another pair of picks against Austin in the regular season finale. He had 2 punt returns for touchdowns in the first quarter of a game against Red Wing. So watch out for Terrell Hall to do all that and more this fall, as the Winhawks will look to duplicate their unbeaten regular season in 2017 and make another run to the state tournament in 2018. That does it for my list of 5 football players to watch in the Winona Daily News coverage area. I'll be back with another video Wednesday as I rank the top 5 games to circle on your calendar for the Winona State football season. Then on Thursday, we'll have a season preview of the Southeast White Conference featuring area teams Lewiston Altura and St. Charles. One more time, don't forget to check back in for high school football videos every Monday and Thursday, and Winona State football videos every Wednesday. And during the season, watch for our live videos on Facebook every Friday and Saturday. Thanks.